Saint Thomas Aquinas, Commentary and Explanation of the Creed. Following. If, however, you would say that no one has witnessed these miracles, I would reply in this manner. It is a fact that the entire world worshipped idols and that the faith of Christ was persecuted, as the histories of the pagans also testify. But now all are turned to Christ, wise men and noble and rich, converted by the words of the poor and simple preachers of Christ. Now, this fact was either a miracle or it was not. If it is miraculous, you have what you asked for, a visible fact. If it is not, then there could not be a greater miracle than that the whole world should have been converted without miracles. And we need go no further. We are more certain, therefore, in believing the things of faith than those things which can be seen, because God's knowledge never deceives us, but the visible sense of man is often in error. I believe in one God, the Father, the Almighty, maker of heaven and earth. Among all the truths which the faithful must believe, this is the first, that there is one God. We must see that God means the ruler and provider of all things. He therefore believes in God, who believes that everything in this world is governed and provided for by him. He who would believe that all things come into being by chance does not believe that there is a God. No one is so foolish as to deny that all nature, which operates with a certain definite times and order, is subject to the rule and foresight and an orderly arrangement of someone. We see how the sun, the moon, and the stars, and all natural things follow a determined course, which would be impossible if they were merely products of chance. Hence, as is spoken of in the Psalm, he is indeed foolish who does not believe in God. The fool said in his heart, there is no God. Psalm 13, verse 1. There are those, however, who believe that God rules and sustains all things of nature, and nevertheless do not believe God is the overseer of the acts of man. Hence, they believe that human acts do not come under God's providence. They reason thus because they see in this world how the good are afflicted and how the evil enjoy good things, so that divine providence seems to disregard human affairs. Hence, the words of Job are offered to apply to this view. He does not consider our things, and he walks about the poles of heaven. Chapter 22, verse 14. But this is indeed absurd. It is just as through a person who is ignorant of medicine should see a doctor give water to one patient and wine to another. He would believe that this is mere chance, since he does not understand the science of medicine, which for good reasons prescribes for one wine and for another water. So is it with God. For God in his just and wise providence knows what is good and necessary for men. And hence he afflicts some who are good and allows certain wicked men to prosper. But he is foolish indeed who believes this is due to chance, because he does not know the causes and method of God's dealing with men. I wish that God might speak with you and would open his lips to you, that he might show you the secrets of wisdom, and that his law is manifold, and you might understand that he exacts much less of you than your iniquity deserves. Job chapter 11, verse 5 to 6. We must therefore firmly believe that God governs and regulates not only all nature, but also the actions of men. And they said, "The Lord shall not see, neither shall the God of Jacob understand. Understand ye, senseless among the people, and you fools be wise at last. He who planted the ear, shall he not hear? He who formed the eye, does he not consider? The Lord knows the thoughts of men." Psalm 93, verse 7 to 11. God sees all things, both our thoughts and the hidden desires of our will. Thus, the necessity of doing good is especially imposed on man, since all his thoughts, words, and actions are known in the sight of God. All things are naked and open to his eyes. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 13. We believe that God rules and regulates all things is but one God. This is seen in wherever the regulation of human affairs is well arranged. There, the group is found to be ruled and provided for by one, not many. For a number of heads often brings dissensions in their subjects. But since divine government exceeds in every way that which is merely human, it is evident that the government of the world is not by many gods, but by one only.